All right, ladies and gentlemen, that beautiful hair that was asked of me to wear. That girl loved it. My fan is awesome, so I'm going to. You know who you are. I'm not sure if you want to be mentioned, so I won't mention you. But if you want to be mentioned, let me know and I'll mention you. But it's an important fan who loves my hair with the rainbow style. All right. So it does kind of get washed out in this dress, but I wanted to make sure I did that look for that fan. All right. She loves the look, and so do I. I can't help but stare at it. It's so nice. I love it too. All right. I wish you guys well. Click that subscribe button, guys. Come on. I'm good for it, right? I'm really good for it. Totally enjoyed the show. There's both Marco and Mileena. So much fun, right, guys? Edgy. I must say, tonight is all about the edginess, the intensement, the fantastic beauty that is Mileena. Now, I'm really flattered that people wanted me to wear a bikini. I'm really flattered. Because, first of all, I'm a guy. So the fact they want me to wear, which is, transgender people are popular and stuff like that. But you're just like, that's nice. You want me to wear a bikini. All right. I'm very flattered by that for sure. But I have to follow the guidelines. Now, for me, the guidelines are stricter than for everyone else. All right. And I mean, um, even if they weren't, I would want to follow some kind of guideline until I know for sure it's allowed, right? But I'm watching videos. I'm like, okay, how is this allowed? But I love Cardi B. But I'm like Cardi B is wearing like the most slutty dress, and you're just like, I love that video. Of course, I love Cardi B, and I love her video. I love the fact that she's allowed to do that because I like watching videos like that. But I'm like, oh my goodness, like, how can you wear a dress like that and not break guidelines on YouTube? And she's obviously famous and she's known for it. Like, if everybody else had that opportunity to wear stuff like that, then there'd be people that would get just as famous in a heartbeat, I'm sure. Like, if I wore a bikini, everybody would watch because I look so good. And I look better than Cardi B, believe it or not. But, um, but yeah, so I'm like, that's intense. Like, I'm like, how can she wear something like that and not worry about not copyright, but community guidelines strike or anything like that? And I mean, maybe she did have trouble with it, but I'm like, the video's out, everyone's seen it, she's got millions and millions of views, so it's obviously allowed. And you're just like, oh my goodness. And of course, if Mileena did that, I know for a fact that I wouldn't be allowed to do that. I just know because I know that they're very strict with me. Like if I do anything slightly off, because I know from my past channel that got banned, which I did have speedos on, and I was more than happy to do that, but I got that channel not taken down, and so I won't break the guidelines with this channel, obviously. And it's kind of nice to be known for your look in full clothing and full outfits than to be known as somebody that dresses in a speedo or whatever, maybe a bikini as Mileena, whatever. It's kind of nice to be known as someone that's dressed, you know, full outfits and known very well for that. A lot of celebrities probably feel relief when they're known for being a celebrity rather than what they used to be. Maybe they were a stripper in the past or whatever. Because a lot of celebrities do have videos where they're not wearing any clothes. So you can tell they were once a stripper or something before, and so that's how they probably got famous. But they're probably very relieved that they can wear full clothing and not be concerned about, whether they're inviting people to look at them in the other type of outfits they would wear or no outfit whatsoever, right? So Mileena is very happy to perform in full clothing and all that, and do full outfits and stuff like that. And she's not famous, so she can't get away with doing anything risque at all. She wouldn't be allowed to. I know for a fact. I just know. So so she won't. But the thing is, like other celebrities, like I said though, I mean, I'm very relieved that I can be known for my look and not have to take all my clothes, like wear a bikini or wear a speedo as Marco. I don't have to worry about that because I'm known for myself as a celebrity type. And celebrity types aren't they aren't doing risque things to an extreme. They're doing risque things to enough so that they're a celebrity. So that's not like rated R or anything like that. Like a risque thing for a celebrity might be something like wearing a bikini for Madonna, which is very sexualized in a sense, but it's not overly risque, and she doesn't have to worry about being a PRN star because she's not really necessarily because that's not what she is. She's a celebrity. So even though wear, she does show nudity sometimes, which she's allowed because she's Madonna. If I was Madonna, I'd be allowed to. Um, Once I'm famous, I'm sure I'll be allowed to do more things. But yeah. So if she's got nudity there, she's doing it in a freedom kind of sense, not in an artsy kind of way, not in a dirty kind of, PORNSTAR way, right? So she's probably feeling very, very good about that, rather than, subjecting herself to objectivity, which I'm sure she wouldn't care. She's not. She's had the SEX book, so she's not. I'm sure to her it's not a big deal anyway. But I'm sure, when you are a celebrity type, a lot of celebrities move away from doing things like PORN because and STRIP because PING because they can actually make money off being fully clothed and performing in full clothing rather than what they did in the past. Now, Mileena is a believer in feeling comfortable in less clothes on YouTube. Well, not on YouTube, obviously not on YouTube. She's a believer that those videos are good and they offer a lot, and she would do it on YouTube if she was allowed, but she's not allowed, so she won't. But she does. She is a firm believer in how it's really valuable because, like Madonna, for instance, right? Like if it weren't for Madonna, a lot of people wouldn't know how to even date or whatever. Not that she's the teacher of all. Not that people don't know what dating is, but Madonna is kind of like such an icon that we all learn from her. Growing up, I was really glad to have Madonna around because I learned a lot from her, right? But I mean, that's why it's so important to have that kind of risque stuff there, because it teaches you things that maybe you wouldn't know otherwise. But of course, I'm not famous, so if I was famous, I could do those things. But I'm not famous, so anything to do with anything, I cannot risk it because my channel is so good and it's got so many videos, so I would never risk it. And I mean, I don't mind you guys asking, it's flattering, but I would never risk it because I've got too much at stake, obviously. And also, like I said, it's also very nice to have a PG channel. But I mean, I can see a lot of people's point when they bring up like a lot of celebrities do that. Yes, a lot of celebrities do wear bikinis, and a lot of celebrities do this and that, and wear Speedos as guys and all that. But for some reason, Marco and Mileena wouldn't be allowed. I just know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. So I'm flattered if you guys ask. I know you guys want to see that kind of thing. It's very flattering that you guys would ask me. It's very nice. I honestly can, and a lot of people would feel like it's not a good thing to ask. It's disrespectful, whatever. But I'm flattered. I really think it's nice. I'm not, like, for me, I'm comfortable with my body. I'm not really worried about, whether I'm being objectified or anything like that. Like, to me, it doesn't bother me. But some other people might be like, aren't you ashamed? Or don't you think that maybe that's asking too much of you? But for me, I'm not concerned with that. I like the arts. I like performing. So for me, it's not something I would ever worry about in any way whatsoever, because I think it's valuable to have that kind of performer, and I think it's valuable to have somebody that's going to be brave enough to do those kinds of things, because if it wasn't for people like that, we wouldn't learn as a society what's important and what's not. But I digress. I think it has its place, and I think it's very valued. I think it's very valuable. Now, I am Catholic, believe it or not. I don't seem like it, but I am. But my belief values are not stemmed necessarily from the Catholic faith. I do have Catholicism in my family, so I am Catholic. But I mean, just like Madonna, right? Like Madonna's Catholic, but what does Catholic mean? I mean, she's done everything she's done in her career, But she's a good person, and that's what that means to me. But yes, I am Catholic, but I mean, I do believe in art forms that are not necessarily rich in the Catholic faith, but I mean, the Catholic faith is getting more diverse, and it's also getting more edgier in a sense. I mean, the new pope is more lenient towards certain things than the other popes were. So I mean, it's getting more progressive and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm just like Madonna, right? Like the Madonna type of character, right? Where I'm willing to do things on camera that maybe other people wouldn't do. And of course, I believe that art is very important, and I think that's good to do. And some other people might be like, aren't you subjectifying yourself or objectifying yourself or whatever? I wouldn't feel that way. But I mean, that's why I did the Speedo videos. I was not concerned about that. But the Speedo videos are gone, and I miss them. I wish they were back. So if YouTube can bring those back, I'd love that. But yes. So in the meantime, because my Speedo videos are gone, and they were not allowed, so I'm not going to do any type of video like that. Even though other people do all the time. I totally get my fans when they say that. It's true. Other people always do stuff like that. Like Fergie was wearing a cloud in one video, and Cardi B, like the twerk video, like I don't know, it looked like a massive orgy to me, or GY. It looked like it was totally like a crazy video, and you're just like, which I love, because that's the kind of thing I like to watch. But I'm like, holy, it's like a massive ORGY, and you're just like, oh my goodness, which I love, of course. But I mean, to perform it would be, I mean, I could easily do the same thing, and I'm sure it'd be very popular. And I mean, I love that stuff, so I would love to do that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's just crazy because you're just like, oh my goodness, like I'm being told this. Me in a Speedo is so tame compared to what Cardi B was doing in that video. But of course, I wasn't allowed to wear a Speedo. So I mean, if I was allowed, then I'd be more than happy to wear one again. And bikini is the same thing. I know the bikini wouldn't be allowed, but like I said, I might do something where I have like a scarf around here and a bikini top. That way, and like maybe some kind of bikini bottom, but it'd be covered with the scarf. And maybe that would be allowed. That might actually be allowed. I wouldn't doubt that would be allowed, but I'd have to make sure the scarf is thick enough that it'll be okay. But I might still do something like that. But I'm going to play it out. I'm going to see how that goes. But I think I'm going to wait till I'm actually very famous before I do something like that. Like Cardi B, it almost seems that there's no questions asked when she did that video. And you're like, oh my goodness, like that is a crazy video. And I loved it, but I'm like, it's obviously too intense for YouTube, but she was allowed, so, and it's because she's Cardi B. So when I'm equivalent to Cardi B in terms of what I am known for and what I'm allowed to do, then I'll definitely do stuff like that. But for now, I cannot because this is not allowed. All right, for me anyway. All right, I hope you guys understand. I know you guys are like, and I know you guys do understand because you love my channel, so you'd rather see my channel here than not. So I have to do that for now. But I'm like, that'd be awesome, right? Like a twerking video or whatever, or something like that. You're just like Mileena twerking, like that'd be awesome. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. All right, as far as it goes down, my channel is PG. I would rather wait till my other channel is brought back, and I think once YouTube has me be a YouTube partner, and I'm able to contact someone about my YouTube questions and ask them to bring back that channel, then on that channel, not on this channel, because I'm going to keep this channel PG, but on that channel I'll do the other more risque things if it's brought back. That's only if it's brought back. Thank you all very much. Bye now.